Up at the start of the end of the world. Well, it's been every other morning before. I don't wanna fly, 'cause it's gonna be when it's gone. I was moving like a half a mile an hour, and I noticed I was in the past, it was waving goodbye. And it tell me what was ever really special about me all this time. I believe the world is running to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Yeah, it's a wonderful journey. Beautiful story. And what these authoritarians are saying is, oh, the story's over. You know what? No. My story's just freaking started. And to quote the 45th President of the United States, the best is yet to come. If you live by those mottos, and, well, you're going to have a pretty good country. Do not let others decide when your peak was. Then, so be it. It's like, well, it's an evolutionary biology. We have this ability to adapt to situations that allow us to make our lives better and more comfortable. It's in our behavior, how we handle things, what we say, what we do. And to put it simply, there's some insane stuff that we can that we have done to just survive as a species. And I say insane as nutsoid. Like living in freaking ice caves where guys glaciers slowly crawl over the land and destroy their homes. Living through huge amounts of ice ages and tribulations of the world, asteroids, storms, natural disasters, massive floods that took over continents. Yes, there was one large flood in ancient times. Is it Noah's flood? Well, archaeologists don't want to admit it. I don't know. I know it, but I love it. I love how it gives that question of whether or not it was. How far we've come. We went through that as a species. Then we really went through a cultural evolution from a simple carpenter who decided to ask the question, isn't this love? Wanting the best for those around you. Isn't it love to follow the teachings and forthright in a concise manner the people that you serve? It doesn't matter who that man was. All that matters is it was said. Because the truth is the truth. And as I've said before, quoting another professional idiot, no one can resist the truth wrapped in a good or a bad joke. So I ask you this. Are you the hero in your story? Are you going to let them control your story? Or are you just a side character in someone else's adventure? Personally, I write my own story. Fatman InParadise! No, I'm a fat man. Fatman InParadise, brother. Fatman InParadise. no reason at all. Yeah, they might try to say your dreams don't listen. It's getting too windy to be able to hold that up. Help me out, I'm going my way. They look down on me, count me out. I'm a hero, I've got music. Hero too, I am a hero too. My heart is set, and I won't back down. Hero too, sex doesn't make hero. True heroes, things that they believe. Hero too, I am a hero too. My heart is set, and I won't back down. Hero too, sex doesn't make hero. True heroes, and of the they believe. The way to see, I remember that heroes in my life have given strength and the courage to survive. They gave me power to smile every day. Now it's my turn to be the one to make you smile. Wait and see. The way it is. I know what I am to do. It's my life, my one and only. But yeah, going back to climate change. Here's another thing that gets my goat about the alarmists, as I lovingly call them, is that they keep saying that they're gonna, if there's any real flooding, they're gonna destroy all the whole beachfront properties. Here's the thing: if, and this is a big that would cause, which would be significant. I'm not lying. That one's agreed upon. That there will be a huge change in climate and weather because of the massive influx of cold water. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that even if all of it melted all at once, you know how much flooding there would be? An average of 6 feet at the high end. That is not a conservative estimate. A conservative estimate would be more around the 3 feet. I am losing now. Why on earth are the millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires buying beachfront property? If they honestly believe that the polar ice caps are melting, you know what type of property I'd be buying? A freaking mountain. No jokes. I'd buy a mountain and do a whole Dr. Evil layer situation going on it. Dig out, center it, make it into honeycomb tunnels. Make it so that it is, well, a maze, for lack of better terminology. And, well, simply put, the door bottom would be within 50 feet of the ground, well, sea level. And that's what I'd do, if I really honestly believed it. I don't. Yeah, you can tell if I said I don't seriously believe that climate change is going to raise the water that high. I literally live less than 500 feet from the beach. I literally walk out my front door, walk 500 feet down the road, and I am in, I'm at the beach. It's wonderful. But I'm not rich. All these rich people are telling us plebeians that we all must, every single one of us, must start cutting back on our carbon and our electricity when they won't. And if they believe that just because that they're rich, that they get to dictate what's going on, I respond to kiss my fuzzy butt. The Galilee stream and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, waves drew through the night, our flag was still there. The day the stars spangled banner yet waved on the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thy sides and white stars. Country again to illegal immigration, even more so. Signs of the apocalypse coming appearing in cereal milk, and what else? Oh, right. Orange Man is Hitler, and we must all not support Orange Man. That's in the news again. And my question is, Trump is no longer the president. Why are you still reporting on Trump? Seriously, people. CNN, MSNBC, DNC. Why are you still talking about Trump? You are literally playing into his hand. You cannot not talk about him? Is that your problem? Like freaking crack addict. Worse, honestly. We crack, we can identify that, we can actually point to this up and say, this is what's screwing over your life. Gotta have that orange, man. Gotta have that orange. Gotta have the Asian orange. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. The full version of Star Spangled Banner, and no, I still do not know all the words. I used to. Then, you know, I had life. Yeah. Oh, right. I know what else was on the news this week, and I had a controversial opinion. A lot of people that I like agreed with me. So it's kind of funny, considering we all already had a certain stand. I don't like what Bill Cosby did. Don't like it. Will not pretend to like it. Will not even pretend to. And in no way do I condone it as ever. But here's the problem. What the DA did was worse. Cosby, here's the whole situation. From what I could see, facts that I could get out. Cosby was accused of sexual assault back in the early 2000s from a woman who said that she had been drugged to have sex with him. Cosby asserted that it was consensual sex, and because it was basically he said, she said, the DA convinced the woman, the defendant, to pursue a civil case of self-incrimination can be removed if, well, the DA makes it clear and makes the deal that they will not prosecute you for what you testify. And Cosby was told straight out by the DA at the time that no, he would not. And so yeah, Cosby was given the assurances by the DA's office and the court at the time that they would not pursue it. Then two things happened within a couple of years. First was that the person who tried to get him prosecuted and ran against the DA originally became a judge, and the DA that said that wouldn't prosecute Cosby for his testimony during the civil case retired and was replaced by an attorney whose entire thing about it getting elected was that he was going to prosecute Bill Cosby. Here's the thing. The woman didn't get that much money out of it, primarily because it does seem to have been consensual at the beginning. And Bill Cosby is into, well, a type of fetish that involves sedation on both parts. And that, well, can cause some mental problems, especially after the fact, because it completely screws up your inhibitions and your ability to change your mind. And this is where I think Cosby is a bit of a degenerate. But, being a degenerate is not against the law. So, this is where I think he might be able to be accused of other things here, because other women came forward saying that he did this. There's a problem. Because the woman won the civil case, well, it was settled out of court, if I remember correctly. It's in the public square. That's about as good as saying that you're guilty. But keep in mind, it was still a he said, she said. Up until in the civil suit, where Cosby actually explained what he did, and that testimonial was, well, said to be graphic, and to cause many people, including the judge, to become sickened with Cosby, American's dad. Keep going. Sorry, traffic cop in the middle with the red light. Kind of confusing. Well, Cosby said it was consensual. She said otherwise. The primary issue is that no one can tell. It was years later. Actually, it wasn't years later, a couple months later. But still, completely and utterly messed up. So, after the DA was replaced, the one who campaigned just on putting Cosby in jail brought charges up against Cosby. Here's the thing. What people don't know about the case is the only substantial proof that was not hearsay and could be dismissed by the lawyers was submitted legally. It was Bill Cosby's own testimony from the civil case. Thus, the DA office actually broke their word, because the DA before had made it a public notice that they would not pursue it even in the future. Complete and utterly, get out of free jail card saying, no, we may not have liked this, but you're doing this, so we won't prosecute on you, and here's the deal. The current DA argued that it didn't have any saying because there was no contract filled out. The reason why Cosby was let out, Cosby took it all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled that the DA would not deal public, and because it were coming to light like that, Cosby made that testimony, and that testimony was the only nail in the coffin holding him in. That's it, nothing else, not one other thing. There was all the other evidence were testimonials from women who, or all their cases were well outside the statute of limitations. I mean, severely. I think the best was 7 years. Out of date. It's the reason why California did one thing that I'm not quite sure if I'm against, I have issues with, is that they extended the statute of limitations for sexual assault to eternity. So yeah, that happened. The Supreme Court took one look at the case. Didn't even deliberate on very long, only 1 day. Came back and said no. Yeah, the DA won the deal with their eyes wide open. And it was the second DA that reneged on the deal. And it was publicly known, not just. So yeah, it was caught the catch-22 at the point where they couldn't, where the courts, the DA couldn't do it at all. Not only that, they ticked off the judge. The Supreme Court judge who did the ruling told them no. Not only that, this case dismissed with prejudice to the point where they cannot bring it up again in court. If they do so, they can be considered having be complete contempt of court proceedings, and that can get you disbarred, arrested, thrown in jail, all of the above. So yeah, Bill Cosby is a free man. Now here's the thing: all the evidence in the entire case hinged on his testimony, which was submitted illegally. And he asserts that everything he did in that testimonial, which still is quite easily made to use for the public to access, and I didn't look for it, was consensual. Since it was consensual, the only thing he could really be accused of would be giving away pharmaceuticals that were not prescribed to someone else, that were not prescribed to them, to someone else. We're still there? Can you hear me? Is that better? Is that better? Looks better. So, because of the deal, and because of what happened with that, they didn't listen to the judge. He walks free, whether or not he's guilty at all. And on principle, I have to agree. The principle is this: one chain binds all. One person's rights are infringed, all of our rights are infringed. Like what I said during the election, whose vote was infringed upon when the rights of voting was infringed upon when the voting was done inaccurately, with all the improprieties, and still pushed through. Every person, every citizen.
Hello.
Howdy diddy.
Hi, what's going on?
Well, we're the Traffic for Change group. We're protesting about different things. I'm doing my podcast from my car right this second. I'm Fatman InParadise. You can look me up on Facebook.
Fatman InParadise?
Yeah, as in Fatman. Jiggle jiggle.
Okay.
Not Batman.
But yeah, we're talking about different things. Some of us are here for the land, way they're handling the land allocation and what's eminent domain, because the rail system is stupid and they're literally stealing people's lands to do it. Mauna Kea Observatory, where they're stealing the land to do it there. Yeah, the government has the right to do so, but it's still stealing as far as I'm concerned. I'm here talking about a whole difference with why is Fauci in any way giving any type of advice. The man is responsible for over 300 million deaths. If you go by the standard that if a doctor's advice gets someone killed, he's responsible for over 300 million. Why? You remember the myth back in the 90s saying that you can catch AIDS by being HIV or AIDS being in the same room as someone who has it? Yeah. It was from him. He came up with it. He's the one who perpetuated it, even when the studies came out saying he was wrong. Yeah. Fauci said that. Look up protests, look up traffic for Hawaii, look up for... I'm in the Republican Party because I'm literally going, I'm part of the New Republicans.
You on Instagram and
Facebook, I'm on YouTube, and Fatman InParadise. Yep. Another one. Another one rides the bus, and another one's on, another one's on, another one rides the bus. Huzzah. I need to fix my sign. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Let's get this on. There we go. Back down. Go on. Won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, man. Looks like it's restarting a new stream every single time. Sorry about that, everyone looking at the new ones. Again, this is Fatman InParadise, coming to you once again in paradise. Then, on my ground, and I won't back down. Know what's right. I just want to lie. I'll kill me and keep on pushing me around, and I stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there's no easy way out. Hey, I want my ground, and I won't back down. There's no easy way out. Hey, I won't back down. Hey, baby, there's no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. No, I won't back down. We're all having problems. Let it make you cry, or even though I'm
hear a sad guitar, that I am with you every way that I can be. In your arms again. Remember me. Oh, I have to travel far. Remember me. Oh, don't let it make you cry. Even far away, I'll hold you in my arms. I'll be your secret song to you each night. We are apart. Remember me. Oh, I have to travel far. Remember me. Each time you hear a sad guitar. Oh, when I'm with you, the only way that I can be. Until you're in my arms again. Remember me. I'm just saying, I'll see you anyway. I'll get away. Okay, take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. No needless to say, and then I'll be stumbling away. It was after dice was okay. Say it after me. And it's okay to the baby, I'm sorry. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two.
Again, everyone, don't forget to turn on your ad blocker, and honestly, don't let any of the be yourself. Again, sorry to get bad birthdays. Can we
yesterday's over away. I to remember in a way. Now I'm will away. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day.
Fried chicken, gas up with my best hole. They play this at the rodeo. This is the anthem. Funny out of flow, I'm a redneck.
Those eyes that say, I'm new to the country of bleed red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue, yeah.
I got a message from 40 out of blow. He said, "Colt, you down the ride." I said, "Let's go in that dough, cause ain't nobody better with that southern drawl flow." I rep that red, white, and blue, but y'all already know. I get it poppin' like it's pipe blowing diesel smoke. Being on my fucking ride, hopping down the back roads. I dig you nuts for free. I had to earn this shit, that fly me till I'm free. You ain't gon' find that shit. God, take America. God bless us all. If you need to get it done, you know who you gonna call. 40 out of road, going forward, it's a hot one. Name one more bangin', there's not one.
Raised in the country of bleed red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue, yeah. Just and the boys doing what the toy days to do. There goes the sunshine with the hood, no late night. No time to the face of the raised in the country of bleed red, white, and blue. Saturday, the home of the brave, red, white, and blue of this place. Red, white, and blue. The country boy raised to do. Oh God.
I'm not going up on the freeway. Oh, especially the internet browser Brave. It's not a sponsor. Nobody gives me money from them except for advertisements like any other customer who happens to use their browser. Right now, as a special thing I want people to know, Brave is starting to have their own browser, not own search engine that is independent from Google. Yes, it's based off it's based off the Google search engine, like most other search engines, including Bing. But honestly, who wants to use Bing? Brave has their own internet searcher now. Will match with their browser. And as I mentioned before, and I suggest everyone to start doing, you can use Brave to create pseudo apps on your